Welcome back to News Insight. There have been some hula baloo in the public talking about 1.1 billion paid to some big wigs in the law system, and the Nigerians are not really smiling at it because there's been some hunger in the land. Philip, what do you have to say about that?
Yeah, thank you very much. You see, like you said, it's a holy baloo. Really, it's holy baloo. You know, when Nigerians, they just go with news. You said 1.2 billion naira was paid to lawyers across the country for their professional fee.
I think one of the major issues there is the fact that Afe Babalola still.
Yeah, I was going there because Afe Babalola is one of the oldest sons in this country, and if you pay his chambers for professional fee, for you to, in fact, Afe Babalola is a big name in the legal profession.
But right now, everybody now look at
we know that. We know that professionally, you have to consult him. If you must brief it, you have to pay consultation fee, and then before you start paying professional fee. So how much is the money that's involved? It is claimed that Afe Babalola was paid the sum of 300-something million naira for a period of time, without going to the details of what he was paid for the services he rendered. Whether he tried a case or he did the document, how many jobs did he do for the federal government for you to have received that money? It was not stated. Because Afe Babalola has been in the news for some time, they just want to get the news and say, oh, we pay XYZ to Afe Babalola and Olale Kpaku and 23 others.
Okay.
I mean, it's not fair. Sometimes we should be fair in our reporting, news reporting.
Okafor, his name has been in the news for the wrong reason and for trying to subdue someone, hack someone down, and you and I know the feelings of Nigeria is palpable, as in people are angry, and his name came up on that headline that money had been paid to him again. So
I've always told you that in the midst of poverty, any rich person appears like a thief.
It's an enemy of the It's an enemy. Yes.
It's just like
that's the truth. Any person that is eating weight, an enemy of the masses.
So because people want, they say Afe Babalola and others. Yeah. Why not one person and another?
Inside there there's Olani Kpaku. Inside there there's
Yes. They didn't say Isuyo, they didn't say Olani Kpaku and others. They say Afe Babalola. So that is why we kept saying that the move by Afe Babalola on Dele, we don't think it was the best for him.
Yeah.
You know, everybody's now trying to see how to drag him into 1.1 billion paid over time.
Which is
I mean the services we do not know.
Yeah.
Rather than querying
and 23 others over a period of like 3 years.
And they pay taxes, they pay the VAT, they pay
exactly.
withholding taxes. So you see, that is why when you don't bring yourself out for any wrong reason, and now make yourself a footstool for everybody.
Yeah.
So people want to thrive on the news, 1.1 billion. Once poor people hear 1.1 billion for legal cases, what are they judging?
Because they can't buy rice of 2 cups.
So what are you judging? They will not tell you what the Minister of Justice, don't they have lawyers working there? So you realize that why, instead of attention to shift to the need for those lawyers, they are calling Afe Babalola. It should be that Minister of Justice should be sure that there is need for those big names in the legal system, those big names, you understand, because hiring them is expensive.
Do they have to hire them?
Do they have to hire them? That's the question people should ask. Not by the time you hire Babalola, he will tell you his charges. So, but do you have to hire them? Those are the people we should be talking about.
Do they have to hire them?
It is sometimes they have to, because a lawyer not only advocate in court, there are some advice they need. The federal government needs some professional advice that cannot just come from just any lawyer. They need experienced lawyer who has been in the work for a long time.
Do we have those kind of massive cases?
That's what good. My worries are which are the cases that federal governments are. I saw what they wrote there. They said about verification of property titles on things like that. Let me tell you,
advice could be on policy.
No. We are not initiating that. You know, we look at how rich we are as a nation.
Yeah.
You know, I've always said that government budget. God bless you. Government budget is not only for government offices.
Yes.
It's for the entire Nigerians. So by the time you realize, if we are budgeting for 10 people in the same company, you don't give everything to the CEO.
Yes.
So you look at the relative comfort of everybody. Let me tell you, what if you made a census and said, Nigerians, let's assume government policy could have been wrong with census, for example. So, or a kind of voting. Nigerians, we want to hire a lawyer for this thing. Do you people support or not? You find out that 90% of Nigerians may not support that. So that temperature is what we want. Government officials, they are representative of the people. You understand? That temperature of the villages, this is Christmas period. Most of them are in their villages. They can see the wanton lack in their villages.
And you are still throwing money away.
Yeah, so that is the temperature we want them to bring to governance. This is not about Afe Babalola, no.
Exactly.
No. Let them bring that probity and accountability and a kind of prudence
to the governance.
You know,
Philip, they say elephant shit. Fowl shit.
Yes.
If I want shit now, and you want shit, our shit are different.
That different size.
Why is Nigerian doing more than they can handle?
You see, this is the problem we have. You know, the problem is that we have, you know, a square peg in a round hole. So those in governance doesn't know what it takes to govern. You know, like he said, the truth remains that you have the Federal Ministry of Justice employs lawyers
on a yearly basis,
saddled with the responsibility of doing legal job for the federal government. That's why he said if you carry out a census, after we have employed lawyers, and some lawyers get their censorship from this Ministry of Justice.
So what did you do?
So what are they doing?
And the same Ministry of Justice posts lawyer to every other ministry.
Let me tell you. You see, among these 23 others, because I said let's not make this about Afe Babalola.
Yes.
You see, among all these 23 lawyers that were paid, if they are to be in a private position themselves, and this same case they were paid for, they face it, they cannot hire anybody and pay that. They cannot do that. So why not treat government money like it is your personal money?
So what you guys are saying now is that we have problem with governance.
Exactly.
Accountability, probity, and prudence.
That's what is playing out here. It's not about Afe Babalola and the lawyers hired. It's about the government. You see, this is what Dele Farotimi is saying. All of this to stealing money from the government treasury, because there were no use for the government to hire these lawyers for this job in the first place, because they had lawyers employed in their payroll to do this job. So what are they doing there? You see, so that is why Dele Farotimi saying that the corruption is too deep in the system, and that is the failure of the system we're talking about. It's not about whether they hire fee and permit solicitor or they hire a Malaysian chambers. No, government money, like he said, to be treated as money belongs to the Nigerian people and to be used as such. And you shouldn't find a way, because you're in position to siphon the money to your private account using proxy to say that you hire a lawyer to do the job when the government employ people to do the job.
And you know, the major thing about governance that we've not taken cognizance of or not really realized is the fact that the form of government, the type of government we operate, which is a federating government. I keep saying it is a federation. The states are federating. Then we now have a federal government. The legislators was created so that the executive will not have absolute powers. The judiciary was created so that these two will not connive to dupe the people. But now we now have all of them in one strand.
So that is why I kept saying that we can't let judiciary be, okay? And the other law enforcement agencies that work with them, EFCC, police, and other, we can't let them be, because they are the ones to hold people responsible.
Yes.
And if themselves are not responsible, it is going to be difficult to hold any other person responsible.
But we don't talk about even our legislature more, because they can void a lot of powers of the executive.
Sorry, you know, you see what you are saying, that you kept saying that we have a federal system of government. What we have in Nigeria beats all political scientists thought. What we have is not a federal government, it's not a unitary government. We don't even know the kind of government we're operating in this country. You've said it all, like you said. The whole system, the three arms of government is in the hand of one person. And who is the one person? At the state is the governor. At the federal level is the president. You see the chief judge going to the president. How did the chief judge emerge? How did the Senate president emerge? So how can these people be independent? How can they checkmate the executive? The purpose of the legislature and the judiciary is to checkmate. They said separation of power.
Yes.
But where is the separation of power in this system?
It's fusion of power.
We see one time that we had
30 seconds.
a Senate president in the person of Bukhara Salaki.
Yes.
That was not an anointed candidate of the executive.
From the executive,
You
yes.
could see how tumultuous his
the
tenure
house
was. They made it almost ungovernable. Every day he was going to CCT, all manners of accusation, blah blah blah.
The agency that were not working,
Yes.
they now found
They were not activated.
Yes. Simply because the people, he became first among his equal, and he was elected by his equals, and that's where he was supposed to be.
At News Inside, we will continue to find a pathway to how best Nigeria can work. We'll be right back.